Alright, so it's a new day, and I just spent the morning just grabbing going by my favorite shops and grabbing the sellables. And we are going to continue training, but we did get the Silverhawk boots since the Oddman store is open, so we can grab those for free. Made sure to grab those, and then now we can charge it with feathers whenever we have the cash for it, and train our agility passively. We've already gained 20 XP. This is not the fastest way or the best way to start training. If anything, this is probably the worst way to start training. However, there's a fun payoff. It's called I'm lazy and I don't want to do agility actively. So whenever I'm AFK or if I'm just running around, I'll gain experience from now on, which is great. But we're gonna get back to training. Again, level 30 is the next goal. I think once I hit level 40, we're probably gonna switch over and gain some magic levels. And the reason for that is there's the quest Horror from the Deep, which gets you an introduction to god books, which I really would like to start doing. However, god books require whatchamacallit. You need to use magic in Horror from the Deep. The boss from Horror of the Deep, the Dagenoth mother, switches what can be affected by her, I guess you can call it, and so you need magic to switch over the different elements. So we're going to at least probably rock until 30 magic, or is it? Hold on, wait. Is it 30 or is it? I'd like to at least be able to use all of the bolts. 35 magic. Just so we have the ability to use all the different from at least the fire up to firebolt. And we will go do that quest, and then right after finishing Horror from the Deep, which we'll probably do sometime this afternoon, we will then switch over and do one piercing note, which unlocks the illuminated god books, which have an effect to it. So they're kind of like the elder god books in terms of like they have a combat helping effect, but not as strong. But it's still something until we get to the point where we can get a one of the elder god books, because the elder god books are locked behind their relevant bosses. So it's going to be a while before I get there. Okay, so I just killed Dagenoth, and I was curious on if it would be possible with the amount of food that I had left, and it was. So now we're just going to run back, because with that we also got the Mask Part 5. Now if we just go on our way back and we just collect all of these, do a little num-num on our way back, grab this one. It's not much money she gives you. It's like, I don't know. It's less than this. Also, new players, this is pretty low, and it's an item that's required for the Masterwork magic armor, so it's kind of sought off after. But these bat wings, which you can get them from killing these bats here in the catacombs. They're only level 16, super easy, but these are worth like 8k a piece. Oh, almost forgot the statue. So it's totally worth coming down here, if only just to do that. So we are almost done. I think we just have one more statue to grab, which is this one. And I did start training strength, attack and defense separately, just to get a level up a little quicker. Because it just takes forever if you split it among all three. I thought I was going to be able to sit there and go through it. Nope, too much slowness. So we'll train attack and defense for quite a while. I think that the damage and accuracy increasement of getting better weapons outweighs the amount of damage improvement you get from strength training for quite a while, actually, in RuneScape 3. So unlike OSRS, where strength training is the best for melee because higher max hit equals more XP. Oops, let me go back and talk to her. It's a bit different here. At least I think so. Somebody's probably ran the numbers and it might not be, but I'll tell you the statuettes. See, it's like 300 here, 500,000. But that is an achievement complete. Gather the 6 demon statues for Zinnia, or is that supposed to be Ionia? or Ilona, whatever the person that got captured's name is. And then also, I should have all the mask parts now. So if we come back to the bank here, bank chest, and we take out part 1, 2, and 3, we can use them together, and there we go. And that's another achievement. This is the Mask of Dagenoth. It gives an armor rating of 40, which is equivalent to an iron helm. I, of course, have steel, so it's more. We're just going to go ahead and destroy it. We can reclaim it later if, for some reason, we ever want it again. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do this here, that there, for a new cell tab. Right now, I'm going to take a bit of a break from training, and we're going to go work on crafting. So we're going to take all of our money here, and we're going to dump it into crafting, whatever we get to. We'll probably start to make money, because I know that once we hit... let me go to jewelry. Where's jewelry? So, sapphires, emeralds, emerald necklace. Yes? I think it's the necklace. So at 29. Once we get to 29, we're going to be able to make emerald necklaces, which is just a gold and a cut emerald. And they sell for a decent amount of money. You start making profit on it. So we're probably going to start doing that. I'll probably rock this until I get to, let's say 50, and I'll stop there. And then we'll go back to training attack and defense to get to mithril. Alright, and we're about to get kicked out by the system update. But after getting to 20, I bought a bunch of sapphires, and then I'm now going back and forth making them into sapphire necklaces, because if I purchase the gold bars, because I can't smelt gold because I'm only level 10 smithing, but if I purchase the gold bars, I can still make a small profit on each necklace made, and of course it's 55 experience each one, so I'm still gaining tons of experience, gaining money, and using up the sapphires that I purchased initially anyways. We are currently 39 crafting, which is nice. We also have gotten up to 6 agility, which is great. We can start getting less drain, as well as, I believe, now that we're 6, we have access to, oops. And then just to make a, to get a, whatchamacallit, if I come back here and I turn around and I hit R, there's an achievement. I meant to do that. Surge a distance of 1 tile. So I'm going to continue making these until I get kicked out. And then once we finish getting all of these sapphires, I have 209 left to go. So because I didn't have enough money, what I've been doing is I bought some gold bars, made them, sold off, purchased gold bars, make them, sell off, purchase gold bars, just in the repeat. So I'm going to keep doing that until I get rid of all the sapphires that I cut, and then we will go from here on to getting the 30 attack and defense, and then we can work on strength separately. We'll get strength to 30 as well on its own, and then we'll go back to working on attack and defense until 40. Alright, so that is all of the sapphire necklaces made. I'm just selling a few off, the remnants off now. That got us to 42 crafting, so that's quite the jump. Again, we still have to get to 80, but getting up to 42 is great. Because we can start making other jewelry, as well as, you know, doing other gems, cutting other gems. One of my favorites to do until we get dragon stone is emerald necklaces, because these go for decent profit. So we're gonna do that next time we go on it, but now it's back to doing the beautiful training of my melee skills. We're actually gonna probably, because it's the best experience in the catacombs, I'm gonna go back to the catacombs just because I like it there, for now, and we're actually going to farm Dagenoth at the very end, which is considered, technically speaking, a demi-boss. This is our first boss scene. Even though he's a level 26 or 28, I can't remember which, with like 8k HP. So not too much of a boss to deal with, but is a demi-boss in technicality. And other than Cliff from the Troll Invasion minigame, or monthly or whatever, is like the first boss that you encounter in RuneScape. So I'm gonna go kill Dagenoth, get to 30, and then get my strength to 30, and then we'll switch back over to attack and defense after we grab our mithril gear and go until 40 attack and 40 defense, and then we'll get our melee to catch up, and then we'll switch over to mage because we need to get mage up anyways. Again, I want to do the family crest quest, which requires the ability to do fire blasts. So we do need to get to 59 at some point. Yeah, so we'll stop at 40 for now, and then we'll once we get these to 40, we're actually gonna take a break and we're gonna go mining and smithing, and then we're gonna do magic. And that's the current plan. So once we make some progress, we'll see where we are at, if that plan changes at all. And with that, we are 30 defense, 30 attack, and we're gonna go get our mithril armor. So mithril. Oh yeah, you can get up to adamant. So gloves. I'm not gonna get the boots because I'm using that. I like the mithril medium helm. I like the chain body. I'm gonna get the plate skirt. Yeah, that's it. And then let's go ahead and just get those on. Nice. So that's a huge upgrade. So for example, plate body goes from 72 with 300 to 104 with 450. So more HP, more armor means more better. I'm just going to drop these because there's no real point in selling them. They don't really cost much. And then we come on over here and let us purchase a mithril two-handed sword. Perfect. Equip that, drop that, and there we go. Full mithril. And then, like I said, we'll switch on over to, if we go to gameplay, combat experience, uncheck those two, check the strength, and let's head on back. We're gonna go back to the same place. We're still doing the same thing. It's like 400 XP per kill, so completely worth it in my opinion. And now we do more damage as well. So we do more damage, better accuracy, which just means more damage as well, because our accuracy is the percentage of damage that we're supposed to be doing according to this. So we're going to head on back. We're going to continue training, almost level 30, and then we will switch over to mining after that. All right, and with that, we are now 30, 30, and 30. So I think at this point, we're going to go to Varrock. We're going to buy a bunch of iron stone spirits, and we're going to buy a perfect mining juju potion. Perfect juju mining potion is actually the way it's supposed to be said. If you don't know what that is, basically what it does is when you consume a stone spirit, it refills your stamina bar for mining, so you can keep having the higher pace, as well as it has a chance to find stone spirits of whatever it is you're mining. So very useful potion. It would be very nice actually to combine it with what's the best one? I guess this is the Sign of the Porters, which would automatically move the iron to my the smithy thing, the ore box or bank, whatever it's called. But unfortunately, the tier 1 isn't. I don't think the tier 1 porters. I mean, kind of worth it, but it'd rather wait until later when we can have the higher tier porters. So iron stone spirits. These ones are super cheap, and people sell them all over the place. So I'm actually going to buy 1,000, and we're going to go on a very long mining trip. And we're going to use up the entire 1,000. The other thing that I want to bring with me, of course, is my box and the pickaxes. And then today, I'm going to try for an adamant pickaxe because I haven't purchased one yet. And I'm just going to spend an ungodly amount of money hoping that someone sells it. Oh, someone sold it for 30k. Cool. So we have that. And then it's the perfect juju mining potion. And each sip lasts for 1 hour. So it's 100% worth it. You get a lot of AFK time. You could also use magic note paper. Personally, the place I'm going to be mining, which is in the Taverley, the beginner cave in Taverley, is pretty close to a bank, so I don't really see a point in spending, I think they're like 500 each, right? And you have to use 1 note paper per 1 ore. I don't think it's really worth it. It kind of is, because you're going to be making a lot of money back when you sell the bars, especially because when you're selling when you're making the bars, you have like a chance to make an extra bar, so you get bars by making bars. So it balances out as still as a profit, but I would just rather use my ore box and then just leave when I need to, when I need to empty it and then come back. So we're going to sit here and we're going to use all 1,000. I'm actually going to put those in there. We're going to organize this. We're going to use all 1,000 iron stone spirits, and then I'll be back just to go over the gems that we're going to get, because we get the geodes that we can open, and each time you have a chance of getting gems and whatnot. So I'm going to go over what we get from that. Okay, so a bit of an update. I couldn't keep doing mining. I could not keep doing it. I want to do something else, and that is smithing. So with what I have in my box right now, we are up to 1,032, which by base will give us 516 bars, I want to say, 516, not included any of the bonus bars that we'll get while we're making them. So we're going to make all of these into bars, 28 at a time. But before we do that, I do want to go over all of these, because if I don't do them now, I will get to a point where I just don't ever do them. For whatever reason, on my main account, like, I always mean to go through all of my geodes, but I'll have like 900 of them just because of the amount of mining I do, and I'll just never get it done. So I do want to get these done as I get them. So there is a right click open all, or you could just spam it. I prefer spamming it because it's way quicker. And that was all of them. We got a bunch of gems, which is a nice bit of crafting experience, and we have some more spirit shards. So now I am going to resign myself. Well, I am all out of this, but we did get to 9 agility. We are at 30. I could have sworn I moved this up a little bit, just enough so it all fits. 9 agility, 34 mining is where we're at right now, and 10 smithing, and this is going to go up. We are going to stop at 20 smithing. That's when we can start doing steel. However, I am going to make all 1,000 ore that I have in there into iron bars. And what'll happen is the next time I go to work on my smithy with steel bars, I'll use I still have iron stone spirits, and we'll do a bunch more mining of iron ore. And I'll just buy the coal. And the reason I'm just going to buy the coal is because coal is stupid to go mining for. The only place that I enjoy mining coal is concentrated coal, the concentrated coal stuff. And you can't get that until, like, I think it's like level 80. So there's the gold, is the coal. Oh, sorry, level 70 mining to get to the concentrated coal deposits down in the living rock caverns. This is fine, but regular coal mining is not so much. You can't put it in your ore box, I don't think. So it's literally either you use magic note paper or you're taking trips back and forth if you don't have the coal back, which I don't have. So, and I'm not even sure if that's an RS3 thing or just something that I've taken over from old school. So I'm going to keep on making these bars, and once we finish that, however close we need to get to level 20, we're going to do making bolts, so we can use those with feathers later for our fletching experiments. I think I want to... I think I want to start training magic. I think that might be what we transition over to. Because we need magic for a few things. There's a couple quests I want to get done. So I want to get Horror from the Deep because I would love to have a god book attached. And then after Horror from the Deep, we can go do One Piercing Note, which gives us the Illuminated God books. Of course, we can't make the Illuminated God books until we get like 60 prayer, I think it is. So we'll work on that after. But the Horror from the Deep quest requires magic because the Mother Dagenoth, you have to use certain elements towards it. So we got to do that. We also need, like I've said before, we need to get to 59 magic so we can do the Family Crest quest, which will give us the smithing gauntlets. Well, you get like your choice of 3, or you can have all 3 or whatever. You can switch between them. The only ones I care about are the smithing gauntlets, which allow us to smelt bars. You can smelt 60 at a time, and they, instead of like having them go to your inventory, they just go automatically back to your resource bank. So I want to get those 2 done, and those both require magic levels. So let's remove all of this. Let us purchase. We're gonna start with. We are gonna buy the Ring of Fortune, which is again still like the best ring. Oh wait. Oh, I think it's like a 1.1 mil or something like that. How much is this thing right now? Yeah, like 1.89. So it's actually like selling for what it is. And that gives us a bit of magic damage. We're going to put all this away. I am going to make a tab specifically for melee, which we will return to later once we... do I want to use a Staff of Air? I mean, I guess. Staff of Air is actually not bad. Just for, like, starting. And we don't need air runes now, so that's nice. Yeah, we'll use a Staff of Air. Let's go. We're gonna go to my favorite training ground. We're gonna go back to Lumbridge. We're gonna train magic for a while. Yeah. So you can actually name these, and I am gonna name them so I know them. So action bars. If we go to, which one is it? One of these, I swear. Here it is, yeah. Action bar 1. Oh, wait, that's not... This one. Melee. Action bar 2 is going to be... Magic. And we'll deal with the rest of them later. So now when we right click, we can just swap it over. It has our range stuff on it right now, but... Just switch this over to magic. Go downstairs. Actually, let's grab some food, go downstairs, do a bunch of training, level this up pretty quickly. I'm actually going to rush it straight to 30 by taking my XP. And we're just removing defense. Yeah. Unlocked a couple things. We can now wield the bat wing, which is like double what I had before. So we now have Batwing gear, which is nice. Oh, that's just a shadow. Okay. From here. What do we do? What do we do? I think what we should do, now that we have a decent starting area for combat, is... I think next is just quests. I think we just start really pumping quests. We could start rocking through I have to be careful about some quests though, because if I start doing like the necromancy quest, like the starting quest for necromancy, all I'm gonna want to do is necromancy. I'll fall back on that so quickly. Should we? I don't know, maybe we should just start doing like short quests that we can do. Let's like get rid of don't show the lock quest, and then we can just we can do Witch's Potion, Sheep Shirt. Yeah, we should just start doing, well, we're gonna skip Benedict's World Tour because some of the areas you have to go for this one Like, I have some of them unlocked, but there's like a bunch of areas that I just don't have right now because it requires other quests. But yeah, we can start going down this, doing the easy ones like, you know, Sheep Shearers, Witch's Potion, Clock Tower, Cook's Assistant, Death Plateau, Demons. These are all going to be required anyways for other stuff. I've never even seen this mini quest. And this is in Anacoronia, which I don't even have unlocked yet, which we should probably unlock that to start gaining materials. Oh, there's just so many things that we could do. That theoretically we could do, but is so much more fun doing later when we have levels under us. I think the first thing we should do, the very first thing we should do is what's that quest name? We should get money. We're gonna need a bunch of money because I'm gonna probably buy everything needed for it. But we should do the new foundations is what I think it's called for the Fort 3, whatever, for the fort quest. We can get that unlocked, which gives us access to a nice little skilling hub, because we're definitely going to need to rush 80 crafting, which is going to be the easiest out of all of them, to be honest with you. 80 crafting will be the easiest out of everything. So we need money. So I think what I'm going to go do is I'm going to go AFK more wisps, and we can go at go in Varrock, near the archaeological dig site. I'm not gonna go start archaeology, but we're gonna go do that over there. So let's go to the GE. We'll drop off all our stuff, and then we'll go and we'll just AFK a bunch of divination. Yeah, we'll just need a ton of memories. We need to make a rune and magic tab. And I'll actually put my magic gear in there for now. And then, even though I know the goal is to make money, we're going to buy some silver hawk feathers. These are very expensive feathers. Way too expensive for my taste, so I'm just going to leave that there, actually, until we get some more money from this. So we're going to run over. We're going to do just a ton of divination. I really, really wish I had the memory dowser. This would make it so much better. But that thing really went up in price. If I still had the one that I had on my main, I would honestly kind of cheat it over and just give it to me so I can use it, because it's just so much fun using the memory dowser. No, that thing really went up. I think when I first bought it on when they released the Gate of the Eldinis, or whatever the heck it's supposed to be called, when they released that boss, I guess technically it is. I bought mine for, I think it was like only 150 mil. It's nearly 1 billion GP now. I sold it when it got to 300 because I was like, oh, there's no way it's gonna go higher than 300. Nope, this thing's nearly 1 bill now. So, I swear I got that yesterday because I could have sworn I got that yesterday. But yeah, we're gonna sit here. We're gonna do a bunch of energy gathering, and then I don't know when I'll stop. I'm just gonna keep going for quite a while. Gather a bunch of energy, sell all the energy off, make a ton of money, and then I don't know if I should train range to 30. I don't think I'm gonna train range for a while. When I get into range, it's gonna be a very steep learning curve, especially once I get to the end game, because range is. Well, first of all, training range, I'm going to want a cannon. So I'm going to want cannon and cannonballs just to have efficient range training. But even though that technically, even at this current point in time, I'm still pretty sure it is, range has the highest damage output potential. It's also like the largest learning curve. Because there's like there's like swaps and specials you have to use, and you need the insane amount of money to get the weapons. Of course, in this account, I can't purchase the weapons. All the weapons that I'm gonna have are gonna be, I have to do it via, the boss first. So I have to get to Zamorak to get the bow. From there, I think that's like the bow of the Last Guardian. I think it is, and then I have to get the bow from, what is that other boss? I forgot. I never do them. Something with a T, or is it at the T? I don't remember. Anyways, there's another bow, endgame bow that you have to get, and then there's I have to have Hydrixis to swap out, ammo swaps and stuff like that. Plus, when I'm leveling it, I want to use bows that like nobody uses. So like the Ceradomin the Ceradomin bow, which like heals you when you use it, and it gives you like defense experience for some reason. Even if you're not like training defense, like for some reason you gain defense experience. I have no idea why that happens that way, but I want to use some of the weapons that don't normally get used. So when I do start doing range, it's going to be quite a bit later. I do want to max melee and mage before I get to mage, and then we'll do mage and necromancy together. Maybe I'll probably go back to doing some more training of magic once I get a ton of money. We're gonna do some Slayer, so we'll do Slayer and magic together because we still need to get to 59. So I'm probably just gonna set a goal to 60, just to have a nice round number. Okay, so we took a bit of a detour, and that detour is we're gonna use this bracelet of clay, which is an item that isn't very used these days, I don't think. To be honest with you, I really have never heard anyone talking about it. But what it does is it allows you to mine soft clay instead of hard clay. And because we have a pottery wheel and a kiln and all that out there, all we got to do here is you just come here and we mine. See, soft clay, and this works for 28, I believe it is. And then all we have to do is walk outside. We have to fire it or mold it into urns, because I got to 30 divination, but I realized that if we're gonna be going to 80 and I'm not gonna be doing Gathixian caches, at least until 70, because at 70 you can do the Hall of Memories mini game, or whatever it's technically called. I don't know what it's considered. I call it a mini game or whatever. But at 70 we can do the Hall of Memories. So from 30 to 70, it would be very much worthwhile to grab a ton of clay, which we get crafting or mining experience for here, and then crafting experience for creating the urns. But we make the urns, and then the urns, they store experience, and then you get a big burst of experience once it's full. So completely worth it. I bought 10 of these bracelets. We're going to do 10 trips. And then once the 10 trips are done, we'll go back to divination. And that'll be our plan. Hello, this is editing version. This is going to be one of 3 or maybe 4 more episodes before we really start getting to what I would consider to be the start of actual bossing. So we're going to be seeing a bit of the Giant Mole a little later, along with the Cowfight Queen, Barrows Brothers, King Black Dragon. However, due to power creep that has occurred in RS3 over the years, these are more like demi-bosses, I would say. I think it's fair to say that the start of bossing is getting to a boss that has a drop that is either worthwhile as an upgrade or a decently priced piece of gear. And for me, that starts with God Wars Dungeon 1. With Krill Sutsaroth, his subjugation robe set, also the Spear of Zami as well, but mainly the robe drops, which are at least, if the GE is correct, currently sitting anywhere from 3 to 4, maybe 5 mil each, since they are used for necromancy gear upgrades, which we'll need a bit later as well. So a decent amount of money for a simple boss with no real mechanics until you get to hard mode, which then you get to play keep away with your HP. I do also want to say that posting this account has been a lot of fun, and I'll definitely be continuing to do more. And as we get into the later bosses where I struggle and I need to learn them, we can have fun watching me die a lot and waste a ton of money until I get used to the boss. So yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching, and have a good day or night or morning, whichever applies, I guess.